Church after church that were good churches no longer preach the King James Bible. So what happens in such and such a church, Pastor? Same thing that happens to other people. They listen to the wrong crowd. Somebody influenced them. There is almost nothing in the world better than knowing that you took God at His word when everyone else mocked you and belittled you, and it turned out that you were right. When you're in the minority and you're by yourself and it looks hopeless and it seems there's no possibility of you being right, suddenly the Red Sea opens up. Suddenly the sun stands still for Joshua. Suddenly the trumpet sounds and Jesus comes back. And suddenly the judgment seat of Christ will prove to everyone for all eternity that you were right. Those of us who have been mocked and hated for being right will one day shout for all eternity, hey, we were right. We were right. Because we dare to believe what God said in the Word of God. When preachers were warning against all the Bible perversions coming out 50 to 100 years ago, they were laughed at. But I told you so. And we told you so. When wives and mothers were working outside the home because World War II sent the men overseas and those women stayed in the workforce because of the love of money, we told you so. When all the evangelical churches became lukewarm and apostate, we told you ahead of time. When false prophets like Billy Graham and the Charismatics and Pentecostals were spewing their lies, we told you ahead of time. When the preachers were denouncing Hollywood, most believers thought they were exaggerating because they loved their movies. 60 years ago, when they took the King James Bible out of the government schools, we told you so. What's wrong with the public schools, Pastor? We need more money, more funding, more programs, more agencies. No, you need the Word of God. You need truth. You take the Word of God out of the public schools and you have a bunch of animals and savages. We told you so. Now you get mad because the preacher stands up and says, I told you so. I told you. Yeah. When the preachers were warning about the rise of the sodomites 50 years ago, they told you so. When the breakdown of society 50 years ago, they were laughing at us. They're not laughing at us now. They're just hating us. Yeah. We've been saying for I don't know how many years, get your children out of government schools. Preachers have been preaching against the rise of unmarried couples shacking up together. Women in the military, the communist infiltration to Hollywood and government and churches, the rise of divorces, the feminist movement, Satanism being recognized in an official tax-deductible religion, environmentalism being a religion, secular humanism being a religion, killing babies is a religion of worshiping Moloch and sacrificing children to the fire just like the ancient Egyptians did, and the preachers told you so. They read the handwriting on the wall 50 to 100 years ago, but they were laughed at and mocked at. Now most logical people are shocked. They're saying, what happened? What happened? Oh, you didn't want to listen to the man of God? You didn't want to listen to your dad, your mom? They saw clearly some things coming that you couldn't see. While most journalists and religious Pharisees and politicians denounce old-fashioned preachers as hate mongers, at least they could read the handwriting on the wall. They could read exactly what was being forecast better than tomorrow's weather forecast.